solution too. This is how you get Wi-Fi on the go. And by Wi-Fi, really internet when you need it. So maybe you're on that trip and you'd love to have internet. You don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it. Maybe you feel like you can't get a signal on your phone. The international plans can be very expensive.
So expensive.
Right? So this is really cool. This is SIMO, and it's the Solis Lite. This is how you get your own personal hotspot. Justin Sokoka is here with us, and I'm just going to let you explain, because I get this, but I think for some of our viewers, and myself included, truth be told, you start hearing things like hotspot, Wi-Fi, and you're like, I'm out, I don't understand this. Listen, if you can book a hotel room to go on that trip, you can have Wi-Fi.
You can use this.
Really, actually, this might even be easier.
It's definitely easier,
exactly.
For sure. Yeah, what is the kind of the science behind this? The idea of a hotspot isn't necessarily new, but what is new and what SIMO has done is they've partnered up with over 300 different global internet companies to be able to give you the best signal and the widest range of signals as well. Imagine that you go to maybe the person that has your cell phone provider, you go to that same person, that same company, and you get a hotspot from them. Well, you can use their cell phone towers. What if I said you can use 300 cell phone towers instead? That means anywhere you're going to travel, due to our signal scanner that's built into this, you're going to get the best internet connection possible.
Okay, so I'm going to Europe on a riverboat cruise or something.
Yeah.
Could I take this with me and now have internet?
You most certainly can. And here's the thing. I'm going to Paris in about 3 weeks.
That's it.
Super excited. Can't wait to go. What I wasn't excited for was spending about $25 a day in order to use my cell phone, which would have just given me the internet. After 5 days there, $125, right? It adds up a lot when you try and use those cell phone plans. Instead, I'm going to bring this with me and take a look at this. This is the application. It's showing me how much internet I have left on my global plan right now. And when I say global plan, I mean I went and I bought a gigabyte. You maybe buy 5 gigabytes. You pay as you go. So there's no contracts. There's no hidden fees that are a part of this.
So we're going to get this. We're going to get the Solis Lite. It actually also is a little power bank. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need to charge your phone, you can also charge your phone with this. It's really small. It's like the size of like Celebration Foundation from It Cosmetics.
That's
It really is
right.
like about the size of like a piece of makeup. For everyone at home who says, you just started talking gigabytes and now I'm confused.
Yep.
Like truly, if you're able to turn on your television and go through the channels and find us, you can do this. Okay,
you can.
So what do I do when I get this
Okay,
home?
so let's go through the entire setup process of this because it gets you online in a matter of minutes. What you're gonna do is you're gonna hit this button right here, hold it in, it's gonna power your SIMO Lite on. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to log in and create your account in that SIMO application.
And so that's a free app that I'm gonna put on my phone.
That's exactly right. You're going to connect that to this by just simply going to your Wi-Fi settings. So like you would connect to any other Wi-Fi that's out there, you do the exact same thing.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's super easy.
That's it. Then you're going to see your day passes that we give you. We give you 10 day passes. That means 24 hours of unlimited use in that day pass that you got.
And I don't have to use them all at once. I could use one tomorrow on this trip, maybe use 3 the next time I go someplace, right?
That's right. And the different use cases for this, I think it's really important. And this is why it's important that we start you off with those first 10 day passes. I think of my fiance, Nick, works from home 100%. We just drove down to Florida the other day. We got delayed and we had to drive back. So what did he do? We turned on the SIMO, and in the back of the car, he was able to connect on his computer and be able to work remotely.
So he was able to have Wi-Fi while you were driving.
That's exactly right. And he was able to not have to use his PTO because he's a remote worker. He was able to log on in the back seat and be able to use that completely. How about the power goes out?
Cool.
Maybe somebody who is a remote worker as well. Power goes out and you don't have internet anymore. SIMO is going to be able to provide that for you.
Gosh, for everybody who works remote, I think you should just have this, right? Like I think of my niece who works remote. Even if you just want to go work in the park or you want to go visit loved ones.
Sure.
But it's not just working remote. You might be retired or those days might be past for you. Yeah, maybe you have an RV. Maybe you're doing some travel. It could be international travel. You could be going to some cool place in Asia. You could be going to Africa. Or, you know, you could just be going, I don't know, going to visit your sister in Ohio and you want to stop. Like
Absolutely.
Instead of paying for any type of internet service, you have your own personal internet in your hand.
It's all right here. It's about the size of a hockey puck.
That's what a hotspot is. A hotspot is just a place that you connect to where where you get internet. It's like
It's
a
this.
traveling internet cafe.
That's the perfect way to put it, and it's available in 135 countries. So you're going on that cruise ship and you want to get to the island and be able to connect, you can do that using
And
your
that's where
SIMO.
they get you. It can get really expensive.
Super
but you
expensive.
might want your internet because you might want to be looking at what I'm going to do when I get there. You might want to
Sure.
be like looking at restaurant recommendations, or well, you know why you want to use the internet. We all want to use the internet all the time. Here's how you do it on the go, domestically and internationally. And it's so small. If you can fit a little compact in your handbag, you can take a internet hotspot with you.
Best thing about this is you're not tied down to any contract any way, shape, or form.
So it doesn't matter if I have like Sprint or AT&T or any of those. Like, it has nothing to do with that.
Nope. As a matter of fact, you actually would be using all of those major providers with this, because what the signal scan does is it's going to go ahead and feed off of all of the different providers that are out there. So over 300 global partners that they have to give you the strongest signal possible. You are always in tune in that application with how much you're using. You see here the gauge. When it starts getting low, you just simply go into the shop and you can add on more internet from there. So it's so easy to be able to connect,
You know what,
to be able to
though?
use. It's essential.
And that's really great, but the fact that you get a 10-day pass, well, that's just about $15 a day for internet right off the bat, but then you own this, and it's less, you can go and buy your own.
Yeah.
I think about when we've traveled internationally, it has been sticker shock. Oh, you know what else when we traveled internationally? So my husband will pay for internet on his phone, but then my kids want to use it. Like,
Absolutely.
more than one person can use this hotspot, right?
There's 7 of us that are going on my trip in 3 weeks. We're all going to use this. Instead of having to pay, $25 a person
Times
7
7.
times over, SIMO is literally saving us on this trip because we're all going to use this hotspot instead. And the great thing too, no SIM cards. You don't need to worry about messing anything up.
The kids
You
sitting in the
just turn
back
it on,
seat,
and you go.
everybody, they can turn off
Stream videos.
that cell service that might be really expensive, and they can use this to get their internet. It's
That's
gonna,
right.
For families, this will save so much money.
It will.
It's awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. Like, seriously, it's so easy. It's so easy. I always say that because when it comes to electronics, I love to use the internet, but then when I start talking